Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now again, as usual, this is our model that we used in our last video, and we'll go through a short review and then move on to another subject for today. Now in our video, this was our topic, the truth about free will. You have none. Oh. And so how did we get to that understanding? Well, we started out with this model. First, with consciousness, or the infinite field of everything that covers the whole board. But we looked at it as a sea, an ocean, with no bottom and no sides and no top, infinite consciousness. And you, as a fish within that infinite sea, and therefore you are intimately connected with the ocean. Without the ocean, no fish. Without the fish, no you. So you're interrelated here. Then we divided that up, and now we went to the body. We said, well, what's in the body? There's no holes in the body. Everything in the body is supposed to be there. And if you take something out, it quickly fills that space. So there's no holes in here. And all your systems are interrelated. There's not one system that isn't supposed to be there, and as it moves, it affects everything else. So that's the body, all interconnected. And this, you as a fish, all interconnected. And we made the distinction, or I made the distinction, about the Hermetic principles, as above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. As without, so within. So everything is interconnected and affects everything else. That's an important point. Everything is interconnected. Now, we also related it to nature and began to recognize that nature is a living entity. The body, a living entity with separate systems that are interconnected and interworking with each other. The consciousness, everything is coming from and back to consciousness. And you might think about consciousness as the Tao. And the saying of the Tao is, everything comes from the Tao and everything flows back to the Tao. And that's all there is. So this is, now, free will. In the egoic world, we think, I can do whatever I want, when I want, and I have free will to do. I have nothing else influences me. That's an illusion. Everything influences you. Everything influences this whole living system. If you had a bag of marbles, I was going to draw that. I was going to get one. A glass jar, I'm going to fill them with marbles. I put one different colored marble at the bottom and say, well, that marble wants to get to the top. How does it get to the top? It has to rely on all the other marbles to move, to jiggle, and then work its way up to the top. And when it gets up to the top, it says, I had free will. I did exactly what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it. And that's an illusion in the egoic world. Everything is interrelated. There's not one place you can be in the cosmos that is not dependent on those things around you. So, that was our subject, and I'll reference that up there if I haven't already. Everything is connected. And now, we're going to move to another interesting topic now. And this is our subject for this video. And I'll read it off my paper here. Warning, look quickly or you will miss it. Look quickly or you'll miss it. So what happens so quickly that if you're not aware, you'll miss it? It's gone. What is it? Well, if you looked at the description, it's like a crack in the sidewalk. You just walk along and you walk right over it and you don't give it much attention. What is it? The present moment. The present moment. So we're going to be talking about the present moment, which is also the subject of my next book that I'm working on. So you see, there's nothing on the board. So we're going to develop it together as we go along. So I will leave this over here for a moment, and this is my tea for today, which is a green tea with jasmine, a little jasmine flavor in it. Now, let's us think about the present moment. And we're going to start with, we have to start with something on the whiteboard. So I'm going to start with a dot. And I'm going to make it bigger than just a dot so we can keep track of it. So here we have the present moment. Now, the present moment is always here because it's always the now moment. So, if we were to draw a line right here, horizontal line, and call this now. So now we have a spot that is now. Now what does that represent? Well, now we have to draw another line. And we're going to draw a vertical line this way and this way. And I'm going to call this part over here, this part, future. Future. Okay? And this over here is the past. Now, what does this now moment represent? Now, here we have the future coming towards the past. So I do have a line for moving from the future into the past. Now, there are some mathematical conundrums that say, well, this can go backwards this way too. Our mathematics shows that. But here we should look closely at mathematics because there's always a question. Is mathematics created or is it universal, fundamental? And the jury is still out, most of it, but most of the information is we make the mathematics to fit our perception, what we're looking for. So if it's going the other way, mathematics shows it. But if you try to make it go the other way, your experience will tell you very quickly, you can't do that. So, I had a video on that. I'll try to reference it. So here we have the past, and here we have the future, and the future is coming towards the present now. And then it comes right here, right here. Here's the future coming, and as soon as it hits this, it's the past. So the present moment is the transition from the future to the past. Now, what is the future? It doesn't exist in any physical way. Now, in quantum physics, and in most physics, it is actually waves of probability. All kinds of different things, possibilities, until it hits the present moment. And then, in quantum physics, it collapses into one of its many possibilities out here. The further out, the more possibilities. How far? Infinite. So the future could be infinite. Now the past. What do we have in the past? All we got's memories. You don't have anything physical in the past. Nothing. Not one thing. Not one physical thing is in the past. And you can prove this very quickly to yourself right now. Pick up some physical thing. Don't care what it is. Here's my marker. Now, put it in the past. Make it go into the past. It won't go. Look at it. It's fighting me. There's nothing physical in the past. Not one thing. But in the egoic world, we think, oh, no, the past is a physical place. It's a place you can visit. Not physically. In your imagination, you can. You can imagine anything. You can imagine anything about the future, anything about the past, but it's not anything you can put your hands on. You can't go into the past and pull something back. It's not there to pull back. There's nothing physical in the past, not one thing. Now, what are memories? Memories are your interpretation of what happened in the present moment. Memories are your interpretation of your belief as to what happened in the present moment. Now, as we talked in other videos, it's not what happened in the present moment. It's not the event in the present moment. The memory is your unique interpretation based upon your belief system and older memories that make up your belief system. So there's nothing here. There's nothing here physically that you can get. You can't jump into the future and pull something back. Science fiction, maybe you can. But again, it's your imagination. Oh, I had a quote by Einstein. I don't know if I can pull it out here. Oh, here it is. Einstein said it best. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. And that's what we do. We believe through our imagination, oh, the past is a real place, and you can go there and you can see old friends and talk about stuff, sit in a rocking chair, have a cup of tea, and then come back to the present moment. Can't do that. Oh, well, I'll go into the future, how things are going to be, and find out. No, there's nothing there, just probabilities, just possibilities, nothing physical. So what am I saying? Everything physical must be right here in the present moment. Now, it's always now. It's always now. No matter where you are in the cosmos, it's now. So let's talk a little bit about time. I don't want to get too deep into time, but let's talk about it a little bit. I had some things. What did I say? In the cosmos doesn't have a watch. There's no watch in the cosmos. There's no calendar of what's going to happen or what did happen. There's none of that. Because you don't need a watch because it's always now. But who does need a watch? Who does need a watch? The observer. The observer is the only one that is concerned about a watch. And so the observer creates the need for a watch. And it's very handy to know here on Earth about time, so you can meet your buddies for lunch and pay your taxes on time. It's very convenient. And so it is a construction. Time is a construction of the observer world. Outside of that, time's not needed. Cosmos doesn't need time. If one star blows up, disappears, another one comes into being, goes away, we're not going to keep track of that. There's billions and trillions of stars. What difference? Now, there's no sunset except on Earth. In galaxies, the sun is always shining. So there's no time frame. Comes in and goes out. It's like the breathing. Now, if you breathe for 2 minutes, it's interesting. You can count your breath, and that gives you some aspect of time. But in eternity, in infinity, time is a useless object. So here's what we got. You have the present moment. Everything is here and nothing is missing. Nothing is in the past. Nothing is in the future. Everything is right here. Now, why can't you see what's right here now, which is everything? You filter it out because you don't believe it's here. That's why you have trouble manifesting. You have a belief that you don't have something, and since you have the belief you don't have something, you say, oh, I got to get it from the universe. This is the only universe there is. There's no universe, you can't get nothing from the past. There's nothing there to get. All you have is memories, what you think about in the present moment. You can't think about the past in the past. You can think about the past in the present moment. Now, what about the future? There's nothing there. It's just possibilities. Things that might be, that aren't. And there's pros and cons to the whole thing. But there's nothing there physically. Everything is right here, right now. This is the only place you can manifest, and this is the only time you can manifest. Now, I'm using the word time. Let's see what the Course in Miracles has to say about that. Oh, this one is very short, but you'll see it up here. Here's what the Course says. The present is the only time there is. The present is the only time there is. Now, this is hard to get because it's so counterintuitive to the egoic belief system. It's a lot like free will. Oh, we all have free will? No, none of us got free will. We all dance together. And so we're in two realms. In the egoic world, I can do anything I want. I'm a free agent. Nothing bothers me. I can go any place. Behind the illusion, in the oneness, is the dance. And for you to go here a different way, you have to say to your partner, may I have this dance and move over here? And they have to agree with you because everything is interconnected. And so there are agreements behind the illusion that cause you to believe in the illusion that you have free will. It is an illusion. Now, I ran across a long time ago a little poem from a I can't pronounce his name, but you'll see it up here because I'm gonna put it up here. And here's the little poem. Yesterday is but a dream. Tomorrow, only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Oh, there's much to talk about here in the illusion. Give this some thought. Recognize, now as you begin to break down the illusion, you will begin to form a world that is much different than you thought. Now, is it going to be physically different? There's nothing physical anyway. It's all energy. Will you feel different about your world? Yes, you will. Be good to yourself, and we'll see you next time, right here in the illusion. Bye now.